She was with him the whole time he was murdering women. Let's just put that out there. We are back by popular demand. We are back by popular demand. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome. My name is Umbrella right here on YouTube, and I'm back with another video. Yes, it's been a long time, but I'm back with another video. Okay, so let's do this. First of all, before we get started, y'all can see what the title is about. But before we get started, I just wanted to say that I will be having my baby in the next month. So I'm trying to get done with all of these videos before I give birth. He is due October the 1st, and I have a strong feeling that he's going to come at the end of September. So my schedule is jam-packed until then. Last month I was entering the third trimester, so I was just really exhausted and had no energy. And that's why you guys didn't get any life from me and you didn't get any videos from me. But I am back and we are here, and I got some juicy stuff, okay? Like I haven't been chilling that much. We got some juicy stuff, okay? So today, as you guys can see by the title, we are going to be talking about Ted Bundy, and not just about Ted Bundy, but we're going to be talking about his infamous relationships. And we're going to start with Elizabeth. I'm going to call her Elizabeth K. We're going to go to another relationship after that. So I hope you guys are ready, because it's really cringy. You know what I'm saying? He was a serial killer and all. So how did he maintain a relationship? We're going to find out. So make sure you guys like, comment below, and subscribe to this channel. We're doing big things. We're getting closer to 1,000 subscribers. I want to get there literally before the end of the year, but I'm just not sure because I'm about to be a mamiana. You know what I'm saying? I have to focus on my baby and make sure that he gets all the love that I have in this world. And I do love and appreciate you guys' support, but if I'm not frequently on this channel, I will be on my second channel, which is Ombre Okay, and that's going to be my vlog style channel. So if you guys want to still see me, make sure that you go over there right now and subscribe to that channel, because I'm going to be uploading like mommy content and like more like what am I doing on a regular weekly basis type of things, and more stuff about my hair business. You guys know I sell hair products, so stuff like that I'm going to be doing more in the next coming months. So if you guys don't see me over here, go over there and subscribe. Do it right now. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. So I'm going to start off the video basically talking about the time period. Hold on, wait a minute. I need a little iced coffee. I have been doing good, y'all. I have not been drinking any iced coffee at all in my pregnancy. I think I started drinking a little bit in the beginning, but then I stopped for like the whole time, the whole rest of the time. It's been really difficult because y'all know I love coffee. So it's been really hard, but I got a little McDonald's today. Y'all know McDonald's watered down, so y'all can forgive me. Anyways, let's get back into the video. So we're gonna start off talking about the time period that Ted Bundy was doing these things, okay? And the real backstory of the time period in which Ted Bundy was really striking and killing people was a scary time for America. I mean, this was the first time, the 70s was the first time that you had a spring of serial killers all at the same time. And I want to say Ted Bundy, the Hillside Strangler, Charles Manson, the Son of Sam, and Jeffrey Dahmer were just 5 serial killers. Oops, did I forget one? Yes, I did. Gacy. So that's 6. So 6 serial killers all out at the same time. spread it out around the fucking country. I mean, this was a very, very scary time. And some preyed on women, some preyed on men. Some only wanted young men, some only wanted young women. So it's just crazy. Some wanted to kill old women. So this was a really scary time to be out, period. This was a scary time in America. Not only was the most infamous serial killers out at this time, but in the United States we were going through the Vietnam War. College students everywhere were protesting for or against the war. It was just a lot going on around that time. It was the hippie era, so a lot of the teenagers was going insane. They were, on hella drugs. I mean, the hard drugs like heroin. They was doing heroin. They was doing coke, smoking cigarettes. Like, ew. There was inflation going on in the government. The teenagers was on drugs. They were having sex everywhere, like just crazy things was going on in America, and especially around the Midwestern area. It was a time, you know what I'm saying? This is like the disco fever time, you know what I'm saying? The 70s was wild, and everybody from the 70s, if they still alive, they say that, okay? There's not many of them left because it was insane. To give you guys like backdrop of what was going on in the United States around that time. It was a crazy time. And then here comes this conservative serial killer named Ted Bundy emerges from wherever. Emerges and is using, in my opinion, he's not really attractive, but a lot of the Caucasian women thought he was attractive. And my race has nothing to do with it. I just don't think he's attractive at all. Because I think there is some very fine white guys, but he is not one of them, in my opinion. He emerges and creates chaos in a very deceivable way, and we're going to get into that. In 1969, he met Elizabeth Kay. He started dating in 1969. They met in a bar. She approached him. I am going to relate some of the information or my thoughts from the Netflix series. I'm about to get into that in the next few minutes. But backdrop on Liz, and short for Elizabeth, but she approached him and they started talking. They hit it off. They had a good night, and then he came back to her place. She is a single mother. She had a young daughter named Tina at the time, so she invited him back to her place, and he spent the night, but they didn't get their freak on, which was interesting to say the least. Or maybe she lying. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But it's said that she didn't get her freak on with him that night. But I just don't see the point of inviting him over then. But anyways, not to say that, I mean, I personally would never invite someone over my house and I have my kid in the house and I'm a single mom. Like, that's just dangerous. That's just really dangerous. That's something I probably would never do. It's a difference if you're drunk as hell, you just need him to drive you home type shit, but he can't come inside. That was like a first red flag that I noticed. That's not cool. And he shouldn't have been okay with it if her daughter's in there. But anyways, yeah, they met and they were inseparable ever since. She was very like dependent on him in their relationship. The reason why this relationship is so significant is because she was with him the whole time he was murdering women. Let's just put that out there. I don't know anybody that could be that charming to make you feel like suspicious in a way, but not like actually break up with him. Like, that's insane. She was with him the whole time he was murdering women and raping them and sodomizing them. That's insane. And I think he was doing something called necrophilia where you have sex with the dead bodies. Like, he was with her during that time. She was with him during that time. and they stayed together till 1980. And 19 around the 80s, he had already been arrested and was on death row. There's a lot about their relationship, but I did want to talk about the Netflix series. It's called Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile. And if you saw that, when did it come out? 2019. I remember it being advertised, and I was like, there's no way Zac Efron can play Ted Bundy. Zac Efron is fine. Okay? There's no way that Zac Efron could have ever been Ted Bundy, because it makes sense that that's the representation that they wanted for the role. And I'm not going to even like cap, because Zac Efron, he did his big one in that. He did so well. He was great. I'm not trying to take anything away from him, because I was surprised in a great way. He did very well doing that role. But I will say that it is like something, because the real Ted Bundy is not attractive like that. Like, he's not, but that's the way that they made it seem. Like, he was very, very handsome, and he was able to lure women in. I don't see how he could have he could have, I mean, to each his own, but I just don't see how he could have pulled that many females. But personally, especially with them teeth, like them teeth, oh, Zac Efron played Ted Bundy, and the majority of that Netflix series was about his relationship with Liz. Did talk about his other relationship, and we'll get into that in another video. But the way that they portrayed Liz, and I'm saying this because I've done research on Elizabeth and her daughter, and I saw what they actually look like, and I heard them talk, and I heard what they were saying to the police and things like that. The way that they portrayed Liz was like she was very, very weak and gullible. That's the way that they portrayed her in that movie. However, I think that she was portraying some of those characteristics in real life. But what they omitted from that was that Ted Bundy was actually telling her what was going on. Maybe not the whole time, but there was times in their relationship where she found things that were suspicious. They didn't put that in the series. There was times in the relationship where he told her things like on the phone, on the jail phone, because for most of their relationship he was in and out of jail. And I say in and out because he was escaping. I think he escaped either 2 or 3 times out of jail. He was insane. She either found something suspicious, or he told her something that he was feeling, or something that he did. So it wasn't like in the series it made it seem like she just was suspicious of like the news reports and the picture of him in the newspaper and the description of the car, like, and that was her only leads. Like, no, no, my nigga, like, no. He was actually telling her that he had vile thoughts of doing bad things. He actually told her that he was following women from a sorority house. And I just don't, it is missing me. It is missing me that that's not a red flag to you. That's not like, let me break up with him. Like, what? Like, what? He told you he was following women from a sorority house. Like, he told you that. He was very honest with you about that, and you stayed in a relationship with him. I'm confused about that. She did end up writing a book in 1981 called The Phantom Prince: My Life with Ted Bundy. And they were together for 6 years. And I mean, in the movie, it did make it seem like he was a really good guy, and they were in a relationship, and she had a kid with a previous husband that she got divorced from. So I mean, he was giving stepdad, you know what I'm saying? And that's what she said in real life too, that he was just a really good boyfriend. And he was a really, well, actually, I can say different things, but in the movie, it made it seem like they had a really good relationship and they were getting along very well. And most of all, he was really good with her daughter and they were really, really close. And they developed a great relationship together, and that he was willing to play stepdad. But in real life, she also admitted that there was weird things that was happening in their relationship, and he would become cold and distant sometimes, and she would feel bad. She said, and I quote, I became more and more dependent on him. When I felt his love, I was on top of the world. When I felt nothing from Ted, I felt that I was nothing. So, I mean, she seemed also like a very dependent person. She seemed like she felt like she really needed a man, really wanted a man, and she was struggling with alcohol issues after her divorce. So, um, I think that when she felt abandoned in the relationship by him, it brought up a lot of those fears and it made her start drinking. And it probably made her be not the best mom that she wanted to be either. Because if you're an alcoholic, it's hard for you to like pay attention to your kids and take care of your kids and give them all the energy that you have. Because people that be drinking, like, they get either really angry, really sad, or really tired. And it evokes bad habits like not eating and things like that. I think that in the middle of their relationship, he was finding it very hard, especially before, like right before the murders took place. He was finding it very hard to keep up the facade of being this perfect boyfriend, having this perfect image of a boyfriend and a potential husband. And he wanted to marry her. He actually wanted to marry her. I think they got engaged, but they never got married. He described their relationship like a roller coaster. And I do believe that he kind of played on her feelings a lot. I think he was trying to live a double life and he really wanted to be a serial killer. He really wanted to kill someone, kill women, I guess. And she was making him feel like he wasn't doing anything wrong because she was a safe space. Murders started to happen in 1974, and there was a description of him in the newspaper in the Netflix series, and it was said that she had called the police and said she knows who it is and gave the name Ted Bundy, and he was arrested quickly after that. I don't think that that happened in real life. I don't think that she called and mentioned his name. I think that that just came up in the series, but I do believe that she eventually did go to the police and say something about feeling suspicious about him. But I don't think it was immediate. And like I said, they omitted a lot of things in the series, like things that she found. I think she said she found a meat cleaver on his desk, surgical gloves in his pocket, and she found a bowl with a lot of house keys in it, like after the murder started to happen. So she did eventually go to the police with that information. And before that, his, I guess it appeared in the news, description of him and the car that he drove, but it was a different color. After murder started to collect in the Seattle area, he moved away. And he moved away, so they had kind of broke up, I guess. But she did notice that everywhere that he moved, like somebody ended up dead. Like he would go to Colorado, somebody died there, like, or two people died there. He had got arrested, so he was in jail. So after that, it was just a lot of like visitation between the two of them and talks on the phone. After they started having phone calls, he started to spill some tea and basically tell her, like, look, I've been having these tendencies, like I've been having these feelings and these urges, and that's why I moved away, because I felt like I was going to hurt you, and I actually tried to kill you. So this is like true story. He told her that he almost, like, he tried to kill her, and he said that he he closed the fireplace damper so that the smoke couldn't get out. And then he put a towel underneath her door. I don't know if her daughter was there or not, but that's what he told her on the phone, was like, I almost, like, I tried to kill you, basically. And I guess he said like along the lines of that he couldn't help it. Uh and that's insane. I mean, it's this whole thing is insane. I can't imagine being with somebody that's acting weird like that for 6 years, and I'm calling the police on you. Like, not because you're doing something to me specifically, but because I think that you're doing things to hurt other people. That's insane. Like, that's crazy. And that would make me be like, what kind of person am I? Like, how could I have somebody like this around my child? Like, for me, it's an immediate reaction. It's no delay. And she had a lot of delayed reactions, and I think she thought it was because she loved him and everything like that. But what's love got to do with it? Like, if he's hurting women and raping them, and I think she was just in denial, and she didn't think that he would actually be capable of doing it because he didn't show her the violent side, so she never got to see it. So I guess she didn't think he was capable of it. Then in 1980, he was, like I said, he was in and out of jail, escaping and then getting caught. So by that time, he stayed in jail, and they broke up in 1980. So around that time, there was the trial. I feel like the trial was in 79 or 80. It was a scandal because he was trying to represent himself. He went through a few attorneys before he started representing himself. He was told to take a plea deal so that he wouldn't get the death penalty, and that he would just get life in prison. But he said that he thought that his counsel was uh I think he was just like, what kind of counsel would tell a innocent person to take a life sentence? And he just was, I don't know why I think he was acting like he was in denial. Like, I think he knew very well what he did. And he, maybe that's like something in his psychosis too, is that he really thought he was innocent and he really thought he didn't do anything wrong. But he was tripping. Just insane. Like, from start to finish, he ended up marrying somebody else during that trial. And we'll talk about that in another video. He was just being a pompous, arrogant ass, if I'm being honest. And it just spat in the face of all the mothers and the brothers and the sisters and the fathers of the victims. It was just pure evil. Like, I couldn't. And it was in Florida, and this was after he committed the crimes at the Chi Omega house, the sorority house, where he killed um a lot of the women in there. I don't understand why their relationship lasted so long. In the movie, or in the Netflix series, it shows that she went to go see him before he was on death row, but he got a stay of execution. He was trying to get a stay of execution so that he could delay his time. And I guess he thought that if he said more details about the murders, that they would decrease his time to be executed, but it didn't really work. He still did give some information, but he wasn't like, we'll get into that too in the next video. It's said in the series that she went to go see him and they had a conversation, and there was a folder that she was sitting on for a while and refused to like open it because she didn't think that he was capable of doing the murders. And she opened it and she brought it with her and asked her about a specific person that he killed. That was her closure, I guess, but in reality she didn't get any closure. He did send a letter to her house, but her daughter was there and she found it, and she threw it in the fireplace and got rid of it because she didn't want her mom to, I mean, she watched her mom go through so much in that relationship. Literally, like, she was starting to be a really bad alcoholic. Once he got locked up, she was feeling really depressed and sad, and it took her a long time to get out of that sadness, and her mom watched her go through that, and she didn't want her to feel that way again. She didn't want her to have to go through those things again, and I don't blame her, honestly. Her daughter grew up to realize that he was a monster. She didn't feel like that was her dad or anything like that. So I love that for her. That's going to be a wrap on Ted Bundy and Liz. If I left anything out, make sure that you commented down below. I know that y'all will because y'all are relentless sometimes. I hope that you guys like this video. I really enjoy doing the research for this video. I will have more videos coming soon. It's your girl, Umbrella, and I will see you in the comments and in the next video. Bye.